quickly. I'm trying a different technique, trying to do some different things. As some of you know, I'm very much of an experimenter when it comes to doing things. So, if you're listening, if you are watching New Future Builders, we're here on a Sunday trying something different, and I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you to the movement. Again, let's start fresh. Let's start this brand new. Today we're talking about living an extraordinary life, and I wanted to bring a different message this week, something different, something deeper, something with a little more substance. And so here we are. I'm actually going to be streaming from here and on Facebook at the same time. I'm giving you all the green light early. So I'm giving you this information. This message is coming out of, I actually just came back from my bachelor party. So I'm filming this. It's a Sunday. Typically, I do my videos. I do them Sunday mornings. I post them throughout the week. And so typically you would see this on the Monday. But you're actually getting this early, getting a jump start early. So you see this raw session here, and then I'll update everything with descriptions and thumbnails and those things in the morning as I typically would. But I just wanted to try something different and give you a different conversation. Now, again, I'm talking about living an extraordinary life because I had some things and some reflection. So let's go ahead and bring the Facebook party in now so we can have this discussion. Let me get that going. Let's see. Let's configure that. Boom, boom, boom. If you are watching, hello. Hope you're doing well. Hope things are good. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Hope you enjoyed the weather wherever you are. Hope you did something wonderful. And I hope you're continuing the mission of building a new future for yourselves, your family, your community, and our goal is to build a new future for the world. So I hope you're doing that. We're here nice and close and personal today. Let me go ahead and get this rolling as well. Hope you are still with me, and boom. So now we are live in a couple places. Actually, Facebook. What's going on? Welcome, 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 welcome. I'm doing a couple things. Again, this is the weekly challenge video where we challenge ourselves to build a new future for ourselves, our family, our future, our community, our nation, and the world. And my belief in our way of doing that is the key to being that change the world is to improving ourselves. So I feel like we are challenging, literally challenging our way forward to creating a new future. Now, there's a few things I want to share, but the main part is that I want to communicate a challenge to you. And then why? See, I'm titling this Living an Extraordinary Life. Living an extraordinary life. What does that mean? Like being able to do something different, right? So on this particular weekend, again, I was traveling from a bachelor party, okay? And it was great. I had fun, right? And as I go around and we went to dinner, right? Went to dinner. I can't remember the name of the steak place. Nice steak place. Great place to eat, right? So we went to dinner, okay? And in that dinner, right? In that dinner, you go there, you sit down, you have everything's nice. It's fancy, right? We dressed up. I had my dress pants on, I had a belt, black shirt, right? My buddy had on a tie, another buddy had on a sport coat, dressed up. Great, right? You sit down, it's the white cloths, the fresh white cloths, right? Not the fake ones, not the paper ones, the fresh white cloths. Sit down and they serve you, right? And you get there and they have sommeliers for the wine, have a whole wine book, right? Not just a list, have a book, right? I'm not used to this. I'm not even a drinker, right? So, a wine book, like, that's big for me. That's not expected, right? That's not what I'm looking for, right? That's not something I'm accustomed to. Typically, I just want the menu. I know there's like a separate menu for desserts. Sometimes you have a separate thing for cocktails, but mainly I just need the one menu, right? That's it. Just need the one menu. And so, you sit down, you order, and the steaks are expensive. And I give my party much credit. Again, they made sure I had a wonderful, extraordinary weekend, right? And so I sat there and ordered the steak. Steak was amazing. Amazing steak. Great steak. And I thought, this is nice. Like, this is nice. Like, this is how I want to eat. I'm not saying you should have a $50, $100 to saying it's a $200 steak, but I'm not saying they should be spending that kind of money all the time. The fact is, it was great. It was amazing. It tasted more so than what it should be, right? I've ordered expensive steaks before, and it hasn't always lived up to what it was expected to be. Now, there's some differences about this steak, though. The way it was seasoned, the way it was cooked, the way it was dressed, it wasn't the typical, right? It wasn't the convention, right? It wasn't how it usually is, and that's what I thought about. And this whole experience, right? There's people there. They're at the casino, they're at the resort, they're at the hotel, they're enjoying themselves, they're doing something they don't typically do, right? They do something they don't typically do. Now, the one observation I made was that, as I looked around, everybody was there for a birthday party, bachelor party, bachelorette party, like special event, right? And I thought to wonder myself, why don't people do this on a more often basis? Like, why aren't we doing this just because, right? Is it unhealthy, right? Like to go to a casino and party and hang out. I'm not saying everybody has to do it all the time. I understand you have families. I get that. Keep it in context, okay? It's just understanding, why don't we do this all the time? Okay, and part of it makes me think that we don't do it because it's not the norm, it's not the convention, it's not the typical, right? If you went up and talked to somebody and told them that you were going out to your local resort every week, or your local casino every week, or going out to that particular bar, or seeing a band, or doing those things every week, that would seem different, right? If you were to walk down the other side of the street sometimes, that may seem a bit different, a bit odd, right? If you were to wear certain color combinations that you like but not others really favor, that would see against the convention, right? That to eat your breakfast for dinner for some may be strange in some lands and some places. That could also be different, right? There are some conventions, there are some things, there are some standards that we all carry, and for some reason they become the convention that has controlled how we monitor and conduct ourselves on a daily basis. And a lot of times those conventions lead us to leading lives that are plain and ordinary. It's leading a life that we're expected to live, doing things we are expected to do because those are the norms that we've been assigned. We've been assigned, right? And a lot of times those norms are getting in the way of us living an extraordinary life, enjoying the $50 steak that is 100% worth it. Going on the trip and the vacation that you all have been due. The biggest discussion I had was, why aren't we doing these things more often? Why am I not traveling with my family more often? Why am I not going out and ATVing more often? Why are we not paintballing more often? Why aren't you out bowling more often? Why aren't you out going to amazing magical shows or seeing the circus more often? Why aren't you going out to fancy restaurants more often? Why aren't you taking vacations and going out of town more often? Don't have to be spending a ton of money, but why aren't you traveling more often? What things aren't you doing that you really, really want to do because there's a convention, because there's a stigma? What the outfit has been sitting in your mind that you really wanted to wear more often that you don't? What color don't you rock because it's out of season that you wish you wore every single day? What style, what retro, what futuristic look would you like to give and like to provide that you don't, just because there's a stigma that has limited you? See, extraordinary is not anybody else's definition, it's what you define for yourself. And I don't know about you, but I do not love being ordinary. I do not love being standard. I do not love being plain. I love being me. I love when you want to be you. And I love when the world wants to be unique. We are full of so many amazing things, amazing messages, amazing styles, and many of us get locked into the convention. And so this week, this particular week, I want you, you're watching it, you're watching this. If you are watching this, I challenge you to test the convention. I challenge you to test the ordinary. I challenge you to test your own standards. What have you locked yourself into? What belief, what routine, what tradition have you locked yourself into that you don't truly believe, that are limiting your ability to live an extraordinary life? Let me know in the comments. Let me know on my page. Let me know on my profile. Share this with your friends, your family, your colleagues, your co-workers, your partners, even your enemies. Let them know. I want to know what you have to say. If you're new, make sure you join the movement, you subscribe, make sure you get notified, make sure you become a new future builder. And if you are really ready to change the world, change your life, and impact others, make sure you check out the empowerment group. There's a few wonderful people in there. We are working together to grow ourselves so that way we can impact the world. And as usual, treat each day as a building block to a better future. Peace.